Hello everyone and welcome to Blue Nation. Today we've got some volleyball things. We've got a football, huge news in football. Buckle up Blue Golds, it's time for Blue Nation. And it's great to be back. Feels like forever since we had our last show, Pete.
I know. I'm excited to bring everybody the good Blue Gold news, or sports news. Not the news. That's a different show.
Which is also on later tonight.
But I'm glad to be back.
However, we're going to move right on into it. Breaking football news for the Blue Gold football team. Head coach Todd Glazer has been let go along with his coaching staff from the football team after finishing with a winless season, unfortunately, for the Blue Golds. Tough one, really, for the team to take.
Yeah, I mean, he's been here for 10 seasons. His overall record is 40-62 all time, and he made one playoff appearance in 2007. So, you know, it's been really great to get to know him for this past season because I've only known him for one season, and you know, it's obviously there's got to be some change in the football program, and we'll see what happens next.
And you know, really, athletic director Dan Schumacher, really, it's not something he likes to do, and he gave the official press conference on it, and we actually have some footage from that. Check this out.
As a player, he's given everything that he's had to this university. He's impacted hundreds and hundreds, maybe over 1,000 student athletes in his time, and effectively changed and shaped their lives. I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm very respectful for what Coach Glazer has done for the university and for the football program. He's going to have a lasting impression on the university community for years to come, the Chippewa Valley, and of course Division III football. But this is a tough business. We're in the toughest league in Division III football. The University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire is about excellence. And that excellence is not just reserved for the classroom. As a result, we are making this change in leadership today for Blue Gold football.
Well, as you heard Dan Schumacher say there, you know, he'll obviously be missed, but it's a tough business, and it is a business, and so they have to do the right thing, and I understand that, you know, after a couple rough seasons, you know, it's time to make some changes, and, you know, Coach Glazer's the 15th coach we've had at the program here, and so, you know, I'll be excited to see who they bring in next.
You know, it was a good run. He finished 40-62 overall as Eau Claire's head coach, but one win in the past two seasons. You know, you listen to Schumacher talk about it, it's just not going to cut it, and it's just the way the business is.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we've always been talking about this team is probably set to do pretty well in the next few years. You know, they've done pretty good at rebuilding. And, you know, maybe with some new coaching staff, you know, maybe that's all you need to make this team make a decent push in the WIAC.
Yeah, they got a lot of young players, a lot of young talent on the team. There's nothing to say that they couldn't go on in a couple of years with a new head coach now and be successful. And Dan Schumacher, later in that press conference, had stated that they are starting their national search immediately for the new Blue Gold football head coach and hope to have the finalists by January.
Yeah, and we'll see, and we'll let everybody know what happens when we figure it out. But moving on, away from our football, we got some fantasy football for you. Our buddy Dalton's on. Dalton, welcome.
Hello. How's it going?
Good to have you back. What do you got for us this week?
Well, in honor of Wisconsin gun opener this weekend, I'm going to call my guys that you need to add in your starting lineup the Trophy Bucks.
Ooh.
Oh,
I like this guy. Yeah.
All right. So the guys you need to add in your starting lineup, first Trophy Buck I have is Danny Amendola for New England. Julian Edelman just went out with an injury, could be out the rest of the regular season. and you need to get Danny Amendola into your starting lineup right away this weekend. Next person you're going to want to add is Jeremy Langford, if you haven't already. He's been getting a lot of carries since Matt Forte has been out. Been getting a lot of rushing yards too and a lot of points on your fantasy team. Next person you should add is Zach Miller, tight end for the Chicago Bears. He's been doing a great job this year. Past 2 games, just been going off. Look for him to have another big week this week. And Bucks you want to pass on are Eddie Lacy. He hasn't been having that good of a year this year, and he's actually stumbled into the second string spot for the Packers, which is kind of hard to see. But it's good to see James Starks having a good year, and also Pierre Garçon hasn't been putting up big numbers for Washington this year, and look for him. He's going to struggle against Carolina's tough defense this weekend.
Yeah, quite the lineup you got for us there.
Yeah.
You know, the one that really sticks out to me is the first one, Danny Amendola, because with Julian Edelman gone now, it's tough for the Patriots. You know, if there's anyone who can get it done, it's Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. But Danny Amendola, good pickup this week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I picked up Brendan LaFell from the Patriots last week, and I think that's going to be a huge pickup for me. Edelman is a really big go-to guy for Brady, and so he'll find someone. We'll see.
Yeah, they like to spread the ball around there in New England.
Yeah, if Brady can make a name out of somebody, it's Tom Brady that can do it. So.
And Dalton, what's happened to Eddie Lacy? What's going on there?
Well, he's had a case of the fumbles. Hasn't been able to hold on to the ball that well. Also playing injured most of the time. Now he has a groin injury that he's aggravated. And then he had an ankle injury before in the season. So he's been having trouble staying healthy this year. And so that's limited his carries and then just hasn't been producing like he has been in the past 2 years.
Yeah, and it had also been said that he'd even gained a little weight. He'd put on 10 pounds since being drafted. Mm-hmm. And not sure if that has anything to do with it. Maybe he doesn't hit the hole quite as quick as he used to. But a little turnover in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're fine with Adrian Peterson, so whatever.
Well, you and your Vikings can go away. Anyways, thank you, Dalton. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we've got Kelly Riesgraf on from the volleyball team to recap their time down at the NCAA tournament. Don't go away.
Hi folks, I'm Garth Brooks, and I know there's a lot of talk about high taxes and the high cost of health care today. But did you know there's something very simple that you can do to help? And that's just be a safe driver. 1, always wear your safety belt. And 2, never drink and drive. Traffic accidents alone last year in the United States cost all of us over $100 billion. And we all share that cost. So do your part. Get involved. Highway safety is everybody's business.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to Blue Nation. And how about that volleyball team in that video? They had a great season for the Blue Golds. They went down to the NCAA tournament last weekend and won their first game against Gustavus Adolphus, as you saw in that video. But however, fell to Bethel in their second game, 3-1, in a very hard-fought match. Kind of a heartbreaker, but a great season overall for the Blue Gold volleyball team. And today, we are lucky enough to have one of the stars for the volleyball team in studio with us. We've got Kelly Riesgraf down here, and she's. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Name, major, position on the team.
Yep, I'm Kelly Riesgraf, as you said.
Yes, I did.
I'm a senior kinesiology major with a double minor in gerontology and management. And I'm a middle blocker for the volleyball team.
Awesome. So you're also kind of an offensive leader out there at times this season, and you were able to do that from your middle hitter position. What are you able to do, like what do you do on the court that sets you apart, you think, from other middle hitters?
I think that I pay attention to the small details. For me as a middle, I'm actually kind of undersized. I should be a lot taller, but I use my strength and speed to my advantage, and my teammates make fun of me, but I watch more film than anyone else, probably more film than the coaches even do.
Oh wow.
And so I just really like to pick up on other teams' tendencies, and that helps me close one extra block or get that one extra kill.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely shows because you also won some awards this season. You got honorable mention for the all-tournament or all-conference team in the regular season, and then last weekend you got all-regional at the NCAA tournament. So, what's it like to have like those prestigious honors, especially this year's senior season?
Yeah, it means a lot to get those. It's always nice when you get recognized for all the hard work that you put in, but as cliche as it sounds, I would trade all of them if it meant that we'd still be playing right now. But to get them as a senior is really nice, because especially the all-tournament team at the regional, because it means that I really left it all on the court.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys did have, I would say, a successful season, especially after the tough loss in the conference tournament. You came back and won a game that you weren't exactly favored in the NCAA tournament. What was your key, do you think, your success in that first game?
Even though we weren't really favored to win in it, we never really felt like underdogs going in at all. We play as a team all the time, and we knew that if we played together as a team and really had confidence in one another, that we could definitely go in and beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we were watching the game here in the studio, actually, on the live stream. Matt and I were losing our minds watching the game against Gustavus, and we were cheering you on. I think I lost my voice when we were watching.
Yeah.
But I was kind of new to this whole volleyball thing, and I had so much fun following you ladies, and I'm super happy that we made it as far as we did, and we had a great season. But what is it like to play under Coach Woody, though? Because she's intense from what I've seen.
Yeah, playing for Kim is awesome. I've never met someone with more passion for the program. She really wants to get better each and every year and is willing to do anything to make sure that we're as well prepared as we can be going into games. And she's just kind of inspires the players to give their best effort every day. We always say give 100%, 100% of the time. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, and she's really fun. I've been around a couple of the games, and she's just great to talk to. She seems like a really good leader for the team. But obviously, the NCAA tournament is a big deal, and you guys got there. And can you just take me through what the atmosphere of the team was like around the team going down into Whitewater there?
We're so excited. Obviously, it was a lot. We had a lot of anxiety, waiting to find out for a whole week pretty much if we got in or not. But it just meant a lot to make it, because as a freshman, we made it and we had the automatic qualifier. So to get it our senior year, like all of us seniors were just so excited. We had been there before, and we really wanted to lead the younger ones in. And I don't know, it's indescribable making it there.
Yeah. And you guys come from a really tough conference. The WIAC is one of the toughest conferences, I think, in the nation as far as Division III goes. Do you think your tough conference matchups prepared you well for the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it definitely prepared us well. Each and every match that we had was a battle, and if you didn't notice, the conference was a mess. Everyone was beating everyone. So we didn't have one night where we could just go in and take it easy or anything. We were always being challenged every night, and so we knew going in against Gustavus, we had played teams that were just as good as them, so it really gave us that extra confidence.
Yeah, well, congratulations on a great season. But I have one more question for you. I understand that there is an end-of-the-year tradition for the volleyball team that involves toilet paper. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, actually, it's normally a beginning of the year thing that we do.
Yeah.
It's been a tradition since before I even came here 4 years ago. We usually we TP our coach's house, Kim. She has a really long driveway 'cause she lives out in the country, and so we go out there in the middle of the night and TP her house, usually during preseason. However, we ran out of time, so we thought since we had such a great run this year that she deserved to get TP'd at the end, and how could she be mad at us then after all we did?
That's so funny. Do you clean it up though afterwards?
Last year we had to clean it up, but that was the only year we've had to clean it up. Usually Kim and her husband do it, so.
Oh, man.
Nice. That's a slick deal.
Yeah, really.
It's really fun. She has her own payback, though, usually.
Oh,
you say running laps or something. Practice is going to go 7 hours
Yeah.
today.
3 a days. Yeah. But thank you, Kelly. We're going to take another quick commercial break, but don't touch the remote. You're watching BluNation.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Are we ready?
Think it packs a tie?
3, 2, 1, go! All right, well, without further ado, let's get this thing started. A basketball game. A basketball game, okay. I'm gonna go with no. I'm not getting any dings. There we go. Okay, you guys are rolling now. You get a point. Remember, it's just a game, is only something losers say.
Welcome back to BluNation. The men's hockey team has still not lost a game yet. Their record is 4-0-2. They've tied twice, and they're coming off of a 6-3 win this past weekend over Concordia Moorhead. Adam Nakamoose scores a hat trick. He's been on a tear. He leads the team with 7 goals.
Moose.
And, you know, the hockey team is as good as we've projected. You know, I haven't been disappointed yet. And I think that I'm so excited for Coach Lone and the boys because they've been showing people that they're obviously not going to back away again this season. You know, as long as I've been here, they've had 4 great seasons.
Oh, they're so freaking fun to watch, Pete. It's ridiculous. You know, they pack Hobbs, and they're coming. I think they're ranked number 8 right now.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to go to hockey games, and Coach Lone's got this team primed and ready to go. And they got 2 home games this weekend. I'm sure it'll be packed again, and we'll see what they can do.
Yes, I will be bringing you the color commentary and play-by-play with Nick Furch this weekend. But also, it's really interesting to see the goalie battle that we have here in Eau Claire. I don't know if the battle's the right way to say it, but we've got two tremendous goalies that can split time and give each other a rest and put up pretty much the same identical stats, with a 900 plus save percentage, and they're both 2-0 and 1. And so Jay Dio and Tyler Green have been splitting time, and it's really great to have two good goalies because, even in the NHL, you've got one goalie that plays pretty much all the games except for a couple here, and it can always be a bit of a up in the air type of thing when you put your backup in, but really there's no up in the air thing with the goalies at all here in Eau Claire.
No, and I think it's good to have depth like that. I mean, it's a fight for the technical starting job, but I think both of them are more than capable of doing it, and I think they're going to continue to split time for the rest of the season, unless Coach Lowen decides something different. But I could really see them splitting time. I think JDO might be a little quicker, but Tyler Green is bigger, and they each bring something a little different to the table for the team. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as the season goes on. But I think it's all good. It's good things. We've got depth at the goalie position, and the defense can only come off that in a positive way.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to move on to our bold predictions segment, where we like to give bold predictions for the game this weekend. We're doing it for hockey. Matt, what do you got for me?
Well, you mentioned the Moose earlier.
The Moose.
Knockin' Moose. He's going to have 3 goals this weekend. He's going to put 3 on the board.
Like total of the 2 games?
Total 2 games. No, not in 1 game. Knockin' Moose puts 3 in the net this weekend. And
he might have 3 in both games.
I mean, he might put up double hat trick numbers. We'll see. I mean, that would be just awesome. Oh my gosh.
At the rate he's going, he could score 20.
Yeah, he could score 30, 40, 4,000 goals.
In
4,000
goals.
In
1 game.
Yeah, but Knockin' Moose 3 goals this weekend. That's what I'm going with. How about you, Pete?
I absolutely buy that. Knockin' Moose has been on a tear. But for me, I'm really going to have to go with that. The goalies are not going to let in more than 3 goals this weekend. We've been really good about not letting more than, I don't know, we've only been scoring on like maybe 3 at the most this season. And we've been putting up, there's a game we put up 6 and 10 and 5. And so, I think we're going to not let more than 3 total goals this weekend.
I like that, Pete. I like that pick because it focuses on the defense. And Eau Claire's obviously got the high-powered offense, but the defense, if our defense plays well, we're virtually unbeatable. And I like that prediction because I think it's also going to happen. Like, we've got some good teams coming into town this weekend, but I think if the defense steps up, we're going to continue our tear and not lose, be undefeated. And I really think that the hockey team is going to go places, especially if their defense plays well.
Yeah, well, we'll see. On the other side of hockey things, we've got the women's hockey team that's off to a pretty good start also. They're 3-1-2, coming off of a 1-1 tie against Superior. And junior Mariah Check leads the team with 4 goals, which is pretty good. And they play River Falls this weekend twice, once here and once there. They've also been really good. They kind of had a really tough season last year, but they've really turned it around so far, and I'm really happy to see that both hockey teams are really thriving.
Well, yeah, hockey's a big thing in Eau Claire here, Pete. And I think partially, almost this women's hockey team is maybe getting overshadowed a little bit by the men's team. They're really good themselves. I mean, men's ranked number 8, but the women's hockey team is nothing to joke about either. They're having a great season so far, and they're winning, which is the important thing. I know the coaches preach that here at Eau Claire, especially athletic director Dan Schumacher, but I think the women's team has also got a great chance of doing well this season because, 3-1-2, that's a good record. 1 loss, that's good, especially coming into conference play later. I think they're prepped really well to have a successful season.
Yeah, and they're not letting goals in either. They've only ever let in maybe 2 or 3 at the maximum, just like the men's team. And when you can stop getting scored on, that's a huge thing. They haven't quite scored as many as they probably have wanted to, but if you can stop them with your goalie, that obviously puts the game in your favor for sure. And we've seen a very strong women's team so far, and man, I would love to have 2 championships come home to Eau Claire, men's and women's.
I think the entire community would love that, Pete.
I think the entire world would love to see that.
The entire world loves blue-gold hockey is what it seems. But moving on from hockey, as much as we love to talk about hockey, we've also got a couple great basketball teams here at Eau Claire. And let's take a look at the men's basketball team starting off. They're 0-1, losing to St. Thomas, 76-62 in their first game. But they also look promising. St. Thomas is a very tough opponent for the Blue Golds. Senior center Jacob Kaner led the team with 13 points, and the field goal percentage for the team was 46.9%. So that's okay. You'd maybe like to see those numbers go up, but looking into the season for the men's basketball team, nothing to laugh about either.
No, they got a lot of height, they got a lot of athleticism, and they got a lot of senior leadership in Jacob Koner and Adam Jelter. And Tyson Colleen. And so they're obviously in the right direction. You know, obviously it's too early to tell what's going to go on, but they had 11 turnovers in this last game, and that can hurt. But it's still early in the season, and you got to get players like Koner, and you got to get players like Diekelman the ball. George Diekelman, point guard, he's been really good shooting percentage. You know, I think he was like 6 for 8 in this game. So you got to get the guys with the hot hands the ball. And if they can do that, they're going to have a really successful season, in my opinion.
Oh, exactly. And I don't think it's the thing where, we can't do well. The things we're doing wrong are the little things, the turnovers, the things coming up and down the floor. And I think those are very correctable things. Coach Seiferling, I think, is going to turn those things around. It's early on. They played St. Thomas. And I think this basketball team has plenty of time to turn it around.
Yeah, and you know, we said we had not one but two good basketball teams. The women's team, although they're at 0-1, also losing to Winona State 86-44. But Winona State's a D2 school, and they played the Badgers earlier on too. So it's really, you know, it's obviously too early to say anything. But Aaron O'Toole led the team with 17 points in the last game. And our very own Bree Meyer was second in points in this last game with 12 points, having 4 3-point shots. She was killing it from downtown like Bree does, and it's great. But they also had 17 turnovers, and that's going to hurt. And so just a little disciplinary things like that are going to get picked up, obviously, as they get sharper throughout the season for both teams. And, you know, that's going to lead to victories.
Yeah, you know, we even got a chance to talk to Coach Englund coming off these last couple games. And you look at these, you play a D1 school, you play a D2 school, and she talked about how the teams play different basketball as far as the divisions go. And what she talked about most is defense creating offense. And I think we can correct those little things that went wrong in those first couple games against those huge schools that are dominant in basketball. Was it Winona State, top 10 in D2, a division above us. So I think that we can really turn around as far as that goes. We're a huge team. I think we can play physically with any team in the conference, and I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be favored to win this conference.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how everybody goes. And with that, we are going to end this episode. But first, remember, if Plan A fails, don't worry. There are 25 more letters to choose from. With that, we will conclude our show, and we'll see you next time.